Hello everyone, what's up and welcome. So in today's video, I will be sharing with us a detailed step-by-step guide on how to sew this beautiful kimono jacket with drawstrings on the sleeve and also having a Chinese button. As always, it's your girl Ua Apparel. In case it's your first time, thank you for being a part of today's tutorial video. Kindly click the subscribe button and let's get started. So for this, I used 3 yards of Ankara fabric, okay? I didn't finish it, but because of the sleeve wideness, you would need more than 2.5 yards. So I also have here 2 yards of my lining piece. And so what I have here on the table now is 2 yards of fabric folded into 4 equal parts. Okay, so I have the fabric for the front and the back. And at the very top there, I am taking a straight line, which usually is where we'll be taking every other measurement from. So that is our starting line. And so the first measurement I'll be taking will be the neckline pattern for the back. So it is 2 inches into 3 inches, 3 inches wide and 2 inches of depth. And so I'll go ahead now to draft my curve around that rectangular shape there. Okay, so that's the neck pattern for the back. Also, I will be drafting the neck pattern for the front. It is a round neck pattern of 3 inches wide and 3 inches depth for the front. All right, and so the next measurement will be our shoulder to shoulder measurement. For me, it is 15 inches divided by 2. It gave me 7.5. And from that point there, I went down by 1 inch. And this will serve for our shoulder slope. So I connected it back into the neck point. And so the next measurement will be the bust points, okay? So from the shoulder slope, it is 9 inches, and from the starting line, it is 10 inches. You can go as far as 11 inches, and that point there, I'll be ruling a straight line across it. So on this bust line, I'll be taking my bust circumference measurement on it. So I simply went ahead to connect it back to the shoulder slope with a straight line. So for my bust circumference measurement, it is 10 inches, which is the point I'm indicating right now. And I added extra allowance to it of 2 inches. So 1 inch will be for ease and the other inch will be for seam allowance. So the next measurement I'm going to be taking is my armhole measurement. So for my armhole, the back measurement is a simple curve from the shoulder slope there to the point where I took my bust measurement. So this will be for the back. And while for the front, we'll be determining the midpoint of the armhole there. So I made a point and I'll be going in by 1/2 inch. I also made a point there. So these 3 points which I'm indicating now is where we'll be connecting using my curve rule. So that's the difference between the front armhole and the back armhole. I hope you can see it from there. Okay, so from the starting line, I'll be getting my waist measurement, which is 16 inches. You could also go for 17 inches. It is fine. And next will be my hip point. So from my starting line to my hip point is 25 inches. And the final length will be the full length of the kimono. So I'm simply ruling a straight line across all the points, so it will enable me take my measurement on them. So for my waistline, I am taking my waist measurement of 10 inches. Okay, I'll make a point there, and then also I'll be adding extra 2-inch allowance to it, or 3 inches if you want your kimono to be wide. So the next measurement will be on our hip line. So my hip circumference divided by 4 will give me 10. I'll make a point there, okay, and I would also be adding extra allowances to it. So I added extra 2 inches, you could add 3 inches. So that's the point I am making there. So for the full length of this dress, I added an extra 1 inch to the measurement I took on my hip point. So you can add 2 inches to that measurement, so it will have like an A shape. So what I'm doing now is using my curve rule to shape in the side. So I'm simply connecting the points on the side there together using my curve rule and my straight rule. So next, I'll go ahead now to cut out my pattern. Okay, so while cutting your pattern, please ensure to cut only the back neckline pattern first. And after cutting all through the pattern on the side, you would be separating the fabric for the front from the back, and then we'll go ahead to cut the front neck pattern and also the armhole pattern for the front. So that's basically it for the drafting of the body of our kimono jacket. So I also went ahead to cut out my lining piece using the ones that I cut out from the Ankara prints. So this is what I have. So I'm simply removing my pins now, so I'll be able to spread them out on top of each other. So for the front, this is what it is looking like. The front is having two separate pieces, while that of the back is having one simple piece folded in two. So I am simply placing my lining piece on top of the Ankara print. Please ensure you are placing it on the front side of the Ankara print, so that after running your stitches around the areas I am indicating with my finger, you can now flip it over to the other side. Okay, so this I would also be doing for the back pattern or the back fabric of our kimono jacket. Okay, so I would not be stitching around the armhole area and also the shoulder area. So these are the two areas we'll be leaving out, so we'll be able to flip our fabric over to the right sides. And then also, after flipping to the right side, I also went ahead to iron them out, so you can see how neat they are looking because they are well stitched. So like I said, my armhole area and the shoulder areas are open. So what I'm doing now is placing the back of our kimono jacket on the table, and I will be placing the front fabric on top of the back fabric, the right sides facing each other. Okay, so please take note of the way I'm going to be stitching around the shoulder area. So this stitching method will ensure that the seam portion is invisible. So you can see I am using the lining piece to wrap the front side of this shoulder. So I would also be doing that on the other side. So you can see I'm using the lining piece of one portion to cover the other side, and I'll go ahead to stitch around that area. So after I was done stitching, this is what it is now looking like. The shoulder portion is looking very neat, as you can see. This same kimono pattern can also be sewn with a suit pattern, but this is the simplest and the easiest method because we didn't have to do pattern drafting using our paper. So next, I went ahead to sew on the side as well. And after I was done joining the front and the back together, this is what I have, looking neat and beautiful already. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to draft the pattern for the sleeve. And for this, I have this piece of fabric here, okay, and I am folding it into 4. So I'll be cutting the fabric into 2 from the middle portion. So the width of this sleeve is 11 inches, as you can see, while the length of the sleeve is 20 inches. And I'm simply using my free hand to draft the sleeve pattern. If you've been watching my videos, you would have seen on several occasions where I am sharing how to draft a basic sleeve pattern. The thing about this sleeve is that it is very wide, but very beautiful as well. And this is what I have after drafting and cutting. I also went ahead to cut out my lining piece as well. So I'm simply placing the lining piece on top of the Ankara print, the right sides facing each other. Okay, so at the middle portion there, you can see what I am doing using my chalk. So the portion where I left there will be no stitches. So that's where our drawstrings will pass through. Okay, so we'll go ahead to run our stitches around that portion where I indicated using my chalk. So next, I'm going to be taking the measurement of the armhole area on the dress. Okay, so this will enable me to know the exact measurement for the sleeve armhole as well. And for this, I have 22 inches point 2. So if you see, it is 22 inches point 2 there. That's what I got. So what I'm going to do now is take the same measurement on the cuff area of my sleeve as you see me do right now. And so this will help me know that the length for that cuff portion, what the inches is that is left. So I have extra like 4 inches or 3.5 inches there. So I'm going to be dividing it into 2. So 3 inches divided by 2 give me 1.5. I would leave out the little one there because sometimes it can be a bit smaller or bigger. So I'm taking a measurement of 3 inches there. So from that portion is where I'm going to be running my stitches as you see right now. So I would also be taking the same measurement for the lining portion. So ensure that you're going to be stitching from the back side or the wrong side of the fabric as you see me open it there. So after I was done stitching, I opened up my seam area and I'm ironing it flat. So after this, I will be flipping it over to the right side as you see me do right now. And this is what I have. This is the sleeve right now. This is what it is looking like, ready to be attached to our dress. So I also did the same for the other sleeve area. So at the midpoint of the cuff portion, it is important you notch the mid portion so you would know the area where you're going to be attaching it from. So I have here my drawstrings as you can see, and I'm going to be passing a pair through the hole there. I have 4 pieces, so I'll be passing a pair of 2 through the hole we left there and bringing it out at the very top as you see me arranging right now, and I'll be holding it in place using my pins. So this is what it is looking like. So it is a string you can pull and make gathers or foldings depending on how you want to style your kimono. So after arranging, I am holding it in place using my pins. Okay, so this I'll be attaching now to the body of our kimono dress. So ensure you are starting from the midpoint of the shoulder and also the midpoint of the sleeve. So I'm simply holding both together now using my pins. I will do this for this side of the dress, and I would also be repeating it for the other side. So I pinned my sleeve to the body of this dress from the out from the front side, and so when I couldn't um do it anymore, when I couldn't hold it in place anymore, I had to stitch from the inside around the portion I'm indicating with my finger. So after I was done stitching, this is what we have for both sleeves, neatly done, looking very fine. So the last and final thing we're going to be doing to this kimono jacket is attaching our Chinese button on this outfit. So while recording and editing this video, I had not purchased the button yet. I hope you enjoyed today's sewing tutorial video. If you're going to be trying this out, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button, and I will be seeing you on the next one.